Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over a medium level question that I just solved on my own. So I'm super happy about this and I'm extremely glad that I was able to come up with my own solution to this question without any assistance. So let's go over it and let me show you how I did it. So this is question 1033, moving stones until consecutive. So basically it's a medium question and the constraints are pretty small. So let's go over it. So you have these three stones in different positions, and you basically just want to make them consecutive, right? So 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, these are consecutive, right? So that's how you want to do it, and you want to return the minimum and the maximum number of moves to do this, and you can move one stone to any other position between the range of small to large. So let's first find small and large, which is just going to be the minimum of ABC and the maximum of ABC. Okay, so now what we can do is construct a number line. So let's call this ARR is just going to be times large. And let's just go ahead and fill where A and B and C are. So A is going to be here, B and C. So let's just treat these as non-indices for now. So ARR of A is equal to, let's say, taken. ARR of B is equal to taken. And ARRC is equal to taken. So let's print ARR. Okay, so out of range. So let's do -1. Cool. So now we built a number line, and for the maximum number of moves we can play, why don't we just, because we're trying to make them consecutive, so that's just going to be the number of x's between the most leftmost t and the rightmost t, right? If you think about it logically, that makes sense. The leftmost and the rightmost, and the test cases confirm this. So we can just go ahead and say big is going to be whatever that section is. So let's call this left and right. And let's also create a default dict of type list to keep track of the indices where t appears. So let's say d of a minus 1 or d of t dot append a minus 1, d of t dot append b minus 1, and also for c. Cool. So now left and right are just going to be, because there has to be a t, right? They're guaranteed to have A, B, and C. So then what that means is we can just say it's going to be dt of 0. And we might want to actually sort this. So dt dot sorts. So then we can just get dt of 0 and then -1, right? The rightmost element in that array is going to be the biggest, and then the leftmost is going to be the smallest. So let's print big. And that's just going to be, let's go ahead and say the section is just going to be, let's call this ARR, and then also the count of x's, right? The entire x in anywhere that has t's. Cool. So that's going to be the second answer. So we're eventually going to return small and big. And then for small, let's just submit this for now. And for small, you can see here, for example, it's one move because let's use this example. If you move 5 to 2, then 1, 2, and 3 are in order. So why don't we just sort these since these might be out of order. So let's call this cur is A, B, C. Let's go ahead and sort this. And then to make our life easy, why don't we just generate all the combinations, right? Combinations with replacements inside of, let's say, options. And we know the whole thing is going to be of size 3, right? So let's go ahead and make the options list range from small to large plus 1. And let's print C. Because that just means that we can move one character at a time, right? We're going to change, so either C or either A or either B, right? So, cool. So now what we're going to do is make sure that these are consecutive, right? If they're consecutive, then we have our answer. And then we can just find the difference of C or whatever this is and the original one. So for example, if we're given, let's say 2, 3, 4 as our best answer, and then we have 1, 3, 2 as current, or 1, 2, 3 is current, then the answer is just going to be 1 because 4 is the only one that doesn't appear in this original current, right? This is just going to be all the C's we happen to generate. So then we can just go ahead and say if C of 1 is equal to C of 0 plus 1 and C of 2 is equal to C of 1 plus 1, then we can go ahead and print C in current, right? So we're looking for the minimum difference to make a consecutive out of all the options we're given. So in this case, let's call this difference. So for any number in current in the combination, if the number is not in the current, then we can go ahead and say diff plus equals to 1, right? And then we're going to just print difference, and the smallest number is going to be the smallest that we need, right? So let's go ahead and create infinity, and let's go ahead and minimize answer with difference, and then just return answer at the end, right? Trying all the combinations and seeing what we can get, because we can do anything we want within this range, right? Okay, let's run this. Submit it. And there you go. Passes all test cases. So again, I'm super happy that I was able to come up with my own solution to this question without any assistance and solve it completely on my own. Even though the runtime and memory aren't great, again, the purpose of my channel is to show my own work. And so, yep, that's it. So, yep, thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.